Hey babes, okay, so somebody gave me this link, and this is from, yeah, I can't pronounce his name, I'm sorry, but this is his YouTube channel, and he does, like, he was on Malia's case. I remember seeing him on Malia's case, and now he's on Camille, aka Cupcake. Okay, so I just want you to listen to this part first, if you haven't heard this.
Because she's finna go back to jail for playing. Talking about she wants some ransom money, trying to sell my baby. How you gonna sell my baby back to me? I just left the headquarters. You fake. They finna. Oh, just pitiful. Yeah, that's some sad shit.
Hold up. Let's go back to that, okay? Because I just did a video saying that I had some type of weird vibes coming off the mother.
Because she's finna go back to jail for playing. Talking about she wants some ransom money, trying to sell my baby. How you gonna sell my baby back to me? I just left the headquarters. You fake. They finna. Oh, just pitiful. Yeah, that's some sad shit.
Alright, hold on.
I knew I was gonna get to the bottom by my motherfucking baby though. Cupcake alright.
Alright, so he's saying Cupcake's alright. So, now I want to take you to this. These are some comments from people from the party. Let's just go back a little bit more so I make sure. Oops. Okay.
She kept pulling down her pants more than once and peeing outside. That's when one of the neighbors came and took her out. She was back out in 5 minutes. The neighbor said the mother still didn't come outside. So all I'm saying, the mother was never at the party.
Anybody see Cupcake, just call her name. Don't call her Camille. She answers to Cupcake. Y'all see the baby? Please just bring her back. Why you choose her? Let's go.
Not a single tear. Don't this remind you of Brittany Bowens? Roman Bowens?
I mean,
Don't
you guys comment below, let me know what you think about that.
I'm sorry, cat's playing with her toy. Brittany, this reminds me of Teresa. Oh, jeez. Alright, so let's just see if there's anything else. This part.
Pretty as ass, so you gonna run up to her anyway.
This is the father describing his daughter.
You know, she just got a lot of family and a lot of people that kept her. She's not friendly. That much I do know, so kind of got me feeling some type of way. But she's a good little girl. She's sweet. She's real lovable. Everybody like Cupcake. And, you know, she's just a pretty little girl. You know, when you see her, and she got the most prettiest ass, so you gonna run up to her anyway.
You know what I'm saying? I truly don't feel like he's involved with any of this. I'm not sure what this is. I didn't watch this part. So let's just see what this is.
She would vanish.
All right, Cat.
It was November 23rd, 1997, a Sunday night, the family watching a movie. The next morning, Marlene recalls waking up and getting her son out of bed first.
And as I turn around and I look and notice my laundry room door out to my garage is opened. And then as I get closer, I'm looking now out to the street and seeing that my garage door is up. So now I'm just looking straight out to the street. And I ran into the first bedroom, which is Sabrina's room. And I look in the crib and Sabrina's gone.
Yo, they'll take your kid from anywhere. I mean, they'll take your kid from a hospital, newborn. They didn't even get, for this clip I'm gonna show you, they didn't even get to take a picture of the baby. They had to do a composite. You know, when my daughter was born, super paranoid. A lot of times when nurses come in and they'll try to, like, they'll take the baby, you can take a break, I didn't let them do that. The only times they took them was for, like, the little blood.
I didn't let them do it either. And anywhere they took her, I went with them. And I made sure I was standing right there. And I'll tell you a little bit more why after this.
Test they need to do, the car seat test they need to do.
Could a newborn be kidnapped from a hospital the way Kamaya Mobley was 18 years ago?
Oh, I remember
Kamaya
that.
was reunited with her biological parents over the weekend. Meanwhile, the accused...
Okay, so, all right, that's all I wanted to share with this. But I do want to tell you about a true story that happened with me and my first daughter, Tazzy. Hi, Cat. I love that smile. So Tazzy was 6 months old, and I don't know if you guys realize, but Cat is now 7 months old. And when she turned 6 months old, I kind of had a nervous breakdown. I'm just being honest with you guys, because of what happened to my daughter at 6 months old. At 6 months old, I had full custody of my baby, and I felt bad for the father, who is now deceased. So I gave him visitations. Well, I would come from all the way from PA, all the way back to New York at the Port Authority Police Department Youth Division. It's in the Port Authority, but it's like a Youth Division Police Department. And that's where we would meet and pick up and drop off the baby, Tazzy. So one day I gave him the baby, and it was time for us to go back to New York to go pick her up, and he never showed up. He never showed up. He kidnapped my baby, and she was kidnapped for 6 months. I didn't get my baby back until she was a year old, okay? And I'm sorry. It's the worst feeling ever. Not knowing if your baby's alive and she's being treated okay. Not knowing if she's being fed. Not knowing if she's been sold. I was 17 years old. I actually might have been 16. It still hurts, you know. I had 2 jobs. I was paying for 2 different private investigators to find her. My mom was helping me. Excuse me. They found her in a shelter, and they went to the shelter, and he wasn't there, so they spoke to the person in charge of the shelter, and then they left. So when he came back with her, they told him, and he took off again. And then that was like 2 to 3 months into the search for Tazzy. It turned out almost 6 months later, she was found, but not because of my search. She was found in an alleyway with him, and he was doing drugs with her on the coldest. I remember it. It was the coldest December ever, and she didn't have no real clothes on. She was in a car seat with mold around her head. My poor freaking baby. Oh, I don't talk about this. I'm sorry. So they took her into, their custody. And the only reason why they knew it was my baby was because of all the pictures I sent in of my baby. And, oh, jeez. And it was so crazy because they called me and they said, we found her. See, he gave her middle name as her first name. So we went from PA, me and my stepfather, we drove all the way up there to get her, but it was too late. We got there too late and they were like closed. So they told us to come back the next day. As we were leaving, her father, who had no custody rights to her, was there trying to pick her up as well. And that was the scariest freaking moment of my life. My stepfather, who's like 6'7", he jumped out the car and he chased him down the block. And so the next day we got her. Me and my mom came up there and we picked her up. And on the ride home, she didn't know who I was. She didn't know me. And it hurt so bad. It hurt so bad because this is my baby, And I'm showing her pictures of me and her, like trying to jog her memory. And she's looking at the pictures like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's you. But who are you? Like, who are you? So I didn't know what else to do. I'm just crying at this point. And I'm sorry. I didn't know I was even going to talk about this. I wasn't ready. And I started, since she was born, I do it with Kat too, and she loves it. I sing the ABCs, but I do it in sign language too, so they can hear it and see it. And I did that. And she said, Mommy. It was so beautiful. And I swear to God, on everything I love, I looked out the window. I'm sorry. And there was a freaking rainbow above the bridge that we were going into, or onto. And it was just so beautiful. And she remembered me. She remembered me because of that. You know, and that's why I don't understand, like, how do you not have tears? How do you have such a blank face if you're so true? Like, I don't believe her. I don't believe her. This happened 18 years ago, and I'm still fucked up. Like, I'm still fucked up about it. I'm scared now because my baby's 7 months and I've never experienced this time with my baby before. And I'm nervous because I don't know what to expect now, you know? This is new for me. I'm fucking shaking. This is all new to me and I'm just so nervous. I know he would never take my baby. I know Sev would never take my baby. But it gives me so many emotions that I haven't worked out yet. You know, I've never had a baby from 6 months to a year old. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what to expect. And I feel like I'm gonna make a mistake or something because I don't know how to do it. But I'm doing my best. I swear, guys, I'm doing my best. I didn't mean to talk about this because I truly try to put it behind me because it's so fucking emotionally fucked me up in my head, you know. But I had to share it because it's true, it's real, and it's usually people that you know that do it. You know, he hurt her. She came back with rotted teeth. I had to get her dental implants. This shit was expensive. I was a fucking kid. I was just a baby, you know. My poor baby had a chest infection. Because God knows what he was doing. I heard rumors that he sold her for drugs and his mother had to get her back. Like, pay somebody to get the baby back. I heard so many rumors and it's the scariest thing ever. So for her not to shed one tear makes me just want to hit this lady. Like she did this. She set this up. And maybe she didn't. Maybe she did. I don't know. But I don't trust her for a second. I don't trust her for a second. I'm going to go get myself composed because this is too much for me right now. I told you I'm an emotional wreck. I'm also dealing with something else I haven't shared with you guys. I still want to wait a while before I share it with you. Just you know, just to make sure it's a good go. Oh jeez, I wasn't ready for that. My whole body was shaking just talking about it. And I don't understand why these people can talk about their missing children and not shed a tear. I can remember me crying every day hysterically, like every day, not knowing where my baby was. I thought maybe he took her to Puerto Rico and I would never see her again. Like, just the thought of it, it was to the point I couldn't even look at a picture of her anymore because I would just fall apart. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't understand. These people, I feel like they have no love for their children. They have no love. And it's disgusting. It's freaking disgusting. I don't understand these poor babies. Like, if you don't want them, why can't you give them to somebody that wants them? It's not hard. You just sign a little paper, you know? Why would you do all this stuff to these children? I gotta go. I'm so sorry. I wasn't expecting to go into that, but that little end piece of his video, it just reminded me of everything I went through. And I don't know if I just covered the speaker, but it just reminded me of everything I went through, that last little segment. And it just brought all those emotions back. Like, it just made me realize how I truly haven't dealt with that pain yet, you know, and how scared I am for my child now, you know. Like I said, my hubby would never do anything to harm her or take her from me, but, you know, it's still the unknown, you know. I've never taught my daughter how to sit up. I never got to teach my daughter, I don't know, you know, just whatever happens from 6 months to a year, I don't know. I did get to teach her how to walk, I did, but it's just so much, you know, and I feel so sorry to my daughter that I allowed her to go. I have so much guilt. I feel like I ruined her life.